keep on celebrating him because he gave me the platform to raise my wings. Are you a husband there? You don't want your wife to grow. You don't want your wife to be anywhere. He gave me the platform. In fact, I'm everywhere all over the world because he allowed me. If you are still there, you have refused to allow your wife to hear her voice, then you are not doing it right, because behind every successful man is a woman, and behind every successful woman is a man.
I want to encourage a man out there, please. Encourage your wife to be her best.
Thank you, sir. Yes, so if you are a man there, encourage your wife to be her best. After all, she dropped her father's name the day she said yes to you.
Of course.
She bears your name. So when she's successful,
you are successful.
You are successful.
The glory comes back to you.
The glory comes back to you.
Yeah.
So every wise man raise a wise woman. So be a wise man that will raise your wife. Well, I was not anywhere before. He polished me. He picked me from the gutter and polished me to become a shining star. Thank you, honey.
In fact, you should be a mentor.
Yeah.
Mentoring your wife.
Mentor your wife.
You know, to her best.
To her best. Thank you very much. Well, you're welcome to this program today. You know, I promised you the other time that I'll be bringing him to come and speak on the question that came in. The question is, women buy things irrationally.
I think it's an emotional thing for women, and they buy and buy
and they
and
keep
buy.
on buying. I hope you are not referring to me.
They buy, they keep on buying,
They
and
keep
buy.
on
It never
buying.
Stops. It's emotional. It's more with women.
More with women
than men. Yeah.
Do I just buy? Because now you are saying it's emotional. For me, I'm your wife. Do I buy?
So women have a consumer taste more than men. Consumer taste.
Yeah, you know, women want to really make sure that things are in order at home. I'm not saying it's good for women to be irrational. The Bible says a wise woman builds her home.
Mm-hmm.
For a wise woman, you don't buy irrational.
Mm.
You buy according to your budget.
You must have a spending plan.
A spending plan.
You know
so
that.
If you are not a wise woman and you see, because you see your friends buying, you too you are buying, then it means you are buying without thinking, like the man said.
You need to have a spending plan. You know that keeps track on your expenditure, what you spend, what you expend money on. You know, as against your plan, financial plan. That is budget.
That's
so that there's
budget.
no crisis.
No crisis. Thank you very much.
Financial crisis.
If you don't want to be in crisis in 2022, you need to budget. Let it not be said
and not
that
buy and buy and buy on impulse.
On
kind of, impulse buying.
Impulse buying. In fact, that was the question that came in, that women buy on impulse. They buy without thinking. They buy without planning. And that is why, somebody said, that is the reason why women are failing. A lot of women are failing. I want to really believe that. And that is why women need to identify who they are, what they can do, and where they are going. Because if you are a purposeful woman, I don't expect you to buy irrationally, even when you don't need it. And you discover that some women, like you rightly said, they are emotional about buying. They just heard that a new store just opened today, and what they want to do is to visit there. Why they visit, they know that this particular jewelry they saw, they don't need it, but because it's new in town, they just want to buy it, not considering the budget that has been written
Financial
down.
plan. The
So
budget.
please, please, and please, for you to move forward this year, you need to be dedicated, committed to your plans and to your budget. Let it be said that you are a wise woman that builds her home. Wise woman that builds her home. The adage that says behind a successful man is a woman. So if your husband is successful, then it means there is a woman behind him that is pushing him to success.
Please, you need to be intentional.
Be intentional about it. So if your husband is not succeeding, it means you are not there to push him up to success. It means you are not helping him to plan the money that comes in. I know of a lady, the husband some time ago was working with a bank, and they were on a rent of 3.5 million naira every year. And when I heard it, I since I was a little bit close to her, I just used style and said, instead of spending 3.5 million naira on rent, why don't you get a land in the suburb and get your own house, build your own house? And she said, you know, my children attend the school they attend, we pay in dollars, and I cannot afford to keep those children away from that school. And you know, it's just 3.5 million naira we pay every year. I said, okay, no problem. And they lived in that accommodation for 5 good years. Excuse me, multiply 5 years by 3.5 million naira.
That's some money that would have bought a plot of land.
Bought and built
in the suburb,
yes,
or
in the
some other
suburb,
areas.
yes. And for 5 years they were in that place.
You build a house that you desire and stay there and plan further.
And plan further. So they lived in that house for 5 good years. And the children were attending the dollar school for that 5 good years. But the unexpected happened. The husband lost the job with Zenith Bank, and for 1.5 years they could not pay the house rent.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And so one of these days the landlord pushed them out of the home, and they had nowhere to stay than to stay in a friend's house for about 6 months. At the end of the day, they relocated to the village. That's stupidity. That's why God says a wise woman builds her home, while a foolish one destroys it. Wise woman in the sense that even when your husband is not thinking right, you have to assist him to think right. Honey, we don't need to spend this big money on this rent. I can manage. Listen, the success of a marriage is in the hands of the wife. Any marriage that is successful, the woman is.
You see, if you can be intentional about your spending,
your spendings,
at the end of the day, when you take stock, you will not be in deficit. And it can be a terrible thing to operate on deficit, deficit budgeting.
If you are not intentional. So
So
everything you need to do is about being intentional about your budget this year, 2022. Be intentional.
Don't expend, don't buy on impulse.
Don't buy on impulse.
Please avoid buying on spur of the moment. You just see this buy. Your friend is staying in Maitama and Asoko, you want to be there.
Maitama, yes.
And your finances may not be exactly the same with your friends. With your friends' finances.
And you know what? I remember what happened some years back. I learned a lesson from it. Especially when you are in the midst of women, this one will tell you that, do you know, my husband gives me 300,000 naira for home keep every month. The other one will say, my husband gives me 200,000 naira and he fuel my car every month. The other one will say this. And it's possible that their husbands are not even giving them half of that amount. So they stir up anger in other women's minds so that they will go back home and fight their husbands. Are you such a woman? Who are your friends? Are they friends that will stir you up to quarrel with your husband, to make him to waste his finances? Are those the kind of friends you have? Your friends, are they the friends that will always tell you, let's go and buy this type of dress today? Somebody was telling me yesterday, said, madam, the problem with women is that when they go on Instagram, they see new dresses, new styles, and the next thing is they want to buy that dress to show forth at their next program in the church or in the mosque, and so that to tell people that yes, my husband is also making waves, my husband has also arrived. Hey, come to think of it, whom are you competing with? Are we in a competition? You know, most times some people see my dress and they look at it, it looks good, they want to replicate it. Do you know where I'm coming from? Do you know the kind of investment I have gone into? If I can afford to lavish money on myself, I started from somewhere. Do you have a foundation financially? Where did you start from? You've not started any investment and you are spending money lavishly. Does that make sense?
Somebody also said some time ago that, oh, my friend is using this car, BMW. And before we knew it,
He went and bought it.
That was the plan. You had not acquired so much money. You had not, worked out the financial plan. But because your friend is
using BMW, must you buy BMW car?
When you are not financially ready for it.
You are not financially. Do you know, honey, some even go to the extent of borrowing money to buy, to put themselves in a class they don't belong.
Class, no.
You don't need to belong to any class.
You don't need to walk that way.
No. See, that is the reason why husband and wife needs to come together and plan together, budget together. If the husband is not thinking right, you, the wife, you must be ready to think right. Two good heads are better than one. But if the two heads are working negatively,
at crossroad,
then it means you are bound to fail. But you will not fail this year in Jesus' name. We'll be right back.
Getting your TSTV decoder just got easier. Simply log on to www.tstVafrica.shop. Select any item of your choice by clicking on Add to Cart. Click on Proceed to check out to make payment. For new users, fill in the required billing details. Check the website terms and condition box to agree. Click on Place Order. Click on Make Payments. On the payment page, fill in your card details. Confirm the amount and click Pay. You can also pay via USSD, bank transfer and other payment platforms. Order your TSTV decoder now and get it delivered to your doorstep. TSTV, connecting your world. Transfer and other payment platforms. Order your TSTV decoder now and get it delivered to your doorstep. TSTV, connecting your world.
Keep on watching Family Matters every Saturday with Pastor Dr. Mrs. Julie Onobiona, your relationship coach. Every Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Well, we are still on this matter, irrational buying by women. Women have been known to buy things irrationally. They buy even when they don't need it. they compete. It's as if they go into competition. So you know, honey, somebody shared with me last 2 weeks. She said, "Mommy, have you gone to this particular women program where they gather to do one or two things?" I said, "Well, I don't go to places like that." He said, "It's high competition. On the day when they are doing Thanksgiving, you will see them rushing to the market to make their hair, to do makeup, to sew new dresses. They must wear new dress to the program that very day." And I said, "Why?" I said, "It's competition. If you want to see new styles, if you want to see the latest trend, just go to that particular place and you will see women." And I'm like, and these are women that are empty barrels. They have no invest. And you know, this is the reason why your husband don't take you for anything. Your husband talks to you anyhow. He abuses you. He even abuse you, abuse your parents. Even your parents that are dead, that are resting in the grave, he abused them because you are adding no value to his life and the family. When all you think about is how to wear the most expensive wig, 250,000 naira worth of wig, and yet your husband cannot afford to pay school fees of your children, but you have money to pay and buy Italian wig of 250,000. That is foolishness. Your husband or yourself, two of you, you have not thought of building your own house where you will start, where you will stop paying rent. But you are there to encourage your husband to stay in Maitama. You know, Maitama, they have regular light supply, you know, the roads are clean, you don't need to go to the mechanic, Asokoro, all this highbrow area. But yet, you're not doing anything. And even the little one that you are doing, you are spending it on yourself alone.
You see, this class of a thing, you must be very careful about it.
And you know the irony of it?
So you don't make serious mistakes that would truncate your destiny, your marital destiny, financial destiny, and all that.
And you know what? When the chips are down, that is when you realize that you have made the greatest mistake of your life. So why don't you rectify it now?
What does class status that you don't really belong add to your life?
Yes.
Where you don't belong, you want to be there.
You want to be there.
There's a time for everything.
There is a time for everything. So this is the beginning of the year, a time we need to build together. So build with your husband.
Plan together.
Plan with your husband. You know, reason it out with your husband. Two good heads are better than one.
Exactly.
So instead of wasting that funds, put your heads together and plan how to have a better lifestyle, a better education for your children, a good home, well built for both of you. Then how to have a reserve for the rainy days.
The consciousness of this would help you from making mistakes.
Mistakes, yes.
Costly mistake.
Yes.
Mistakes that can become so costly.
Costly mistakes. Like the one I just narrated, because they were not cautious of it, because they were not planning together. The woman was just busy squandering money. She was not doing anything.
Trying to belong to a class.
Belong to a class.
To please who, for God's sake?
All her friends that she was trying to
please your friends
in those days are no longer there. They've deleted her name from their list because she's no longer in their class again. She's no longer fashionable. She's no longer riding the beautiful cars the friends are riding, and so they've deleted her. Right now she's back in the village. In fact, the marriage, as I had as our last year, is no longer together. They are no longer together. They've separated because of lack of planning, because of lack of budgeting. So woman, please let it be that you build your own home. After all,
a wise man builds a home.
A woman builds her home. After all, the Bible says in the book of Proverbs that he that findeth a wife finds a good thing.
And
so
obtaineth favor.
Obtaineth favor from the Lord. So you are supposed to be a good thing to your husband, because you are supposed to be a favor from the Lord. So if your husband is not seeing you as a good thing, then you need to check yourself. And remember, the year is just beginning. Check yourself. Those overspending, check it and stop it. Extravagant lifestyle, stop it. You don't need it. And do you know, honey, some women are fond of going to parties. They go from one party to another, from one joint to another, looking for what, for God's sake? So it's all about planning and budgeting so that you can have a successful 2022. Remember, the question is irrational buying of things by women. God bless you. I'll be right back.
Getting your TSTV decoder just got easier. Simply log on to www.tstvrafrica.shop. Select any item of your choice by clicking on Add to Cart. Click on Proceed to check out to make payment. For new users, fill in the required billing details. Check the website terms and condition box to agree. Click on Place Order. Click on Make Payments. On the payment page, fill in your card details. Confirm the amount and click Pay. You can also pay via USSD, bank transfer and other payment platforms. Order your TSTV decoder now and get it delivered to your doorstep. TSTV, connecting your world.
Welcome back. Still on this issue of irrational buying, women buying irrationally, buying without thinking, buying without looking back, and the need for husband and wife to come together to plan, budget, execute, so as to have a successful 2022. But the question is this: for a man and a woman to plan together, there must be trust. I've come to realize that there is a missing link when it comes to trust in families. What is the way forward? Why is it that men find it difficult to trust their wives? Why is it that women find it difficult to trust their husbands? It's a big problem, dividing the families, dividing homes, causing children to lose out of the happiness they are supposed to get from their parents. What is responsible for lack of trust in families? We'll be right back.
Getting your TSTV decoder just got easier. Simply log on to www.tstvrafrica.shop. Select any item of your choice by clicking on Add to Cart. Click on Proceed to check out to make payment. For new users, fill in the required billing details. Check the website terms and condition box to agree. Click on Place Order. Click on Make Payments. On the payment page, fill in your card details. Confirm the amount and click Pay. You can also pay via USSD, bank transfer and other payment platforms. Order your TSTV decoder now and get it delivered to your doorstep. TSTV, connecting your world.
Hi, join me, Pastor Dr. Mrs. Julia Noviona, your relationship coach, on BR TV channel 102 on TSTV platform, as I bring to you relationship and marriage solutions. See you there. Yes, welcome back, welcome back. This is where we're going to round up the curtain for today. Remember, a woman is supposed to be a builder who builds her home. A wise woman. Are you a wise woman? Can your husband close his eyes and say, I know that my wife is there for me? Can he build his trust on you? Women have been known to be spenders. They spend without thinking. Are you one of those women that spend without thinking?
On impulse.
You buy on impulse? Are you one
spur
of those?
the moment.
Yes. Are you one of those women? Think about it. You want your children to call you blessed, and you want your husband to sing your praises, then it's high time women rise up to their duties as helpers, builders of home, and a good thing to their husbands. On this note, I want to say thank you for your audience, and thank you, sir, for coming for this program.
My pleasure.
I remain Pastor Dr. Mrs. Julio Noviona. On Family Matters, keep on watching it. BRTV, Channel 102, TSTV Africa, every Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. See you next time. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Getting your TSTV decoder just got easier. Simply log on to www.tstv-africa.shop. Select any item of your choice by clicking on Add to Cart. Click on Proceed to check out to make payment. For new users, fill in the required billing details. Check the website terms and condition box to agree. Click on Place Order. Click on Make Payments. On the payments page, fill in your card details. Confirm the amount and click Pay. You can also pay via USSD, bank transfer, and other payment platforms. Order your TSTV decoder now and get it delivered to your doorstep. TSTV, connecting your world.